Alrighty, so as you guys can see, today we are going to be installing some BIG Brembos on the BRZ. The plan was to tackle these myself and kind of learn how to install a BIG Brake Kit. However, Justin, our rapper, had recommended I go to this shop called Jack Spec, and he hooked it up and gave me a really good deal so that he can not only install the Brembos but show me how to do it, because this is something I've never tampered with, and I'm sure it's not that hard, but he gave me a deal I couldn't refuse. And with a professional teaching me how to do it, I know I'll be able to do it again in the future when we do the rears for the car or when we do the Brembo kit on Harold's car. So for those of you who are new here, we are building a 2022 2nd Gen BRZ on this channel and a 10th Gen Civic Si. And as you guys can tell, the car is still in progress. It's currently getting wrapped. We're not fully done yet because we are still waiting on our front bumper to get hand delivered from the logo team so that we get the whole car complete and wrapped. But we're gonna go ahead and head to Jack Spec so we can learn how to install these Brembo brakes and take care of these stupidly small brakes that we get from factory that don't last long according to the forums, especially after a track day. I'll put a part list in the description if you guys want to do this swap yourself. After today's video, hopefully you guys will know how to install your own Brembos. So let's head out. Just pulled up to Jack Spec and this place looks really nice. There's some really cool cars here. One of my best friends is aiming to get this car and I cannot wait till he gets one. This one's on some sick HREs. Man, this looks so good. I can't wait to get these Brembos on this car so we can fit in with these big boys. I'm just kidding. Definitely won't be fitting in. These things are power monsters. Alright, we have Carson here. He's going to show us basically the walkthrough on this because, you know, never done this before.
Yeah. So what we got to start with, we got to take the actual caliper off. Yeah. You're going to have the caliper and then you have the bracket. 2 bolts hold the caliper on, 2 bolts hold the bracket on. That comes off. Now we'll be hanging by the brake hose. So if you're not replacing the brake hose, make sure you secure it up. So we want to make sure, obviously, we don't dangle it by that cord or it could get damaged. But there's a couple different ways for bleeding. If anybody looks and reads the books anymore, most vehicles require pressure bleeding now. Helps prevent any damage from the ABS module and everything there. Now that does mean you do have to have special tools to where you actually hook up to the reservoir and just pressurize the reservoir without, you know, somebody pumping the pedal a million times for you. Calipers. Just like that, we have the caliper removed. Now you see the brake hose is still attached to the back.
Oh, okay.
Right there. So that's what's going to have all the brake fluid come out once we loosen that. Yeah. Okay. And then there's 2 more bolts that hold this bracket on. So we're going to go ahead and take those off, set that up. Yeah, so at this point, everything just come right off.
Really? Oh.
Just like that. Yeah. When you're figuring out which caliper goes on which side, you can tell because the bleed screws go to the top. I just need to see how it fits against that dust shield, which it does not.
Oh no. No dust shield then?
No dust shield.
For future reference, you guys should get a bigger dust shield when you go bigger brake kit. I'm gonna get one in the future, but for now we're just gonna run it without it. I'll just buy a new one and then get it put on.
These are the actual bolts that are gonna go on the caliper, mount the caliper to the bracket.
Cool.
Bracket needs to get mounted on there first though.
So we're running into quite a problem here. The knuckle is actually different from the 1st gen. So the 1st gen CTS-V brake swap bracket actually doesn't fit. It's actually hitting this part of the knuckle, so this needs to be shaved off, which is unfortunate that we're gonna have to do until they come out with a conversion kit for the 2022 BRZ for the CTS-V brake swap. But for now, we're just gonna shave this off because it's pretty harmless. So I'm glad I brought it here. Only a shop would be able to do this. I wouldn't be able to do this at home. But as I've seen, this is only because of the CTS-V conversion. If you do the OEM Brembo brake swap, it should fit without having to shave the knuckle. So we're gonna go ahead and shave this and make this fit.
Yep, that one had to get drilled bigger. Shave down this back.
And then you
cut this whole block off here.
Yep.
Cut into there. Grew that out so that.
That's crazy. And the conversion slips right in now. That's awesome. Quite a bit of work to make it fit, but it can fit because I guess the 2022 knuckle ended up changing because the previous gen didn't have this part here. The way they cast these on the 2022, this needs to be removed for the brake swap. Or shaved down, as you guys saw he did on the other side. Oh, man, am I glad I brought it to the shop. This would not have been fun to do. Let's see how this looks. It's really aggressive.
It works.
We are finally done. The thing that took the longest today was actually waiting for these pins that hold in the brake pads. We had to order these from Napa because we didn't actually bring those with us, and it took them like all day to get them here. But the car is finally done. This fitment is freaking beautiful, and it looks so much better behind the wheels. So once the car is fully wrapped, I feel like this is gonna go well. It looks so much bigger than the rears. I'm gonna try my best to see if I can find a rear Brembo brake kit to match the fronts. Super good. Let's go for our first drive. Alright, first drive with the Brembos on the BRZ. I had a Type R before, so I have driven quite a few cars with Brembos and big brake setups, but on the BRZ, you know, the brakes it comes with are really crappy, and let's see how these do in comparison. Right off the bat, I can tell they're a lot more touchy. Man, I forget how much of a joy it is to drive this car. Man, the car brakes very nicely. Holy crap, that's a world of difference. Feels so much better. Brake, yep. Wow, good, really good brakes. Man, it feels good to have Brembos again. I really want to do the rear Brembo conversion as well. That's probably another $1,500, and then if it's no modification, I'll install them myself now that I know how to install these. You know, getting to see it all in person, really thankful Jack Spec was able to help me and teach me how to do this. Main reason I'm glad we brought it there is because, you know, it actually ended up needing some modification to the knuckle, and that's not something I would have been able to do at home. I probably would have just given up and waited till they came out with a 2022 conversion bracket, but because Jack Spec, you know, knows what they're doing, they were able to shave that down perfectly and get it all set up, and now the car just runs phenomenally. I mean, the brakes feel great. I love it. And just like that, we are home. And the first ride with the Brembo brakes, it feels very similar to how my Type R Brembos were. It feels really nice to be in a car with Brembos again. Now that I don't have to worry about the brakes as much because they are very solid, they feel really good. But like I've been saying, I really want to do the rear Brembos as well. That's another $1,500, so we're gonna hold off on that for a while. Maybe I'll just powder coat these ones for now, but I would like to get a rear set. So I don't see the point in cheaping out and painting them if I'm gonna get one in the future, just wasting more money overall. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. I learned quite a bit off camera and on camera about how to install a BIG Brake Kit and basically what to look out for when you do it. We are really lucky that we decided to take this to a shop because I was gonna tackle this myself, but if I were to have, I would not have been able to put it on because of the knuckle being different than the previous generation. So luckily we were at the shop that could shave it down and could order the pins that we needed for the brake pads, because I didn't have those either. So I literally would have been stuck with a car that was just bricked and wouldn't have been able to do much as quickly as they were able to do. And they gave me a pretty good deal, so I wasn't too upset about it. And they turned out really nice, and you know, they obviously do very well because they're Brembos. Now in the next video you guys will see, hopefully we will be picking up Harold's car, because we need that car back to start getting done on content. It's still being worked on. It should have been done a while ago, but it's taking a lot longer than we were expecting, unfortunately. The process is taking quite a while, but we will get that car back and we will start getting cracking on it. I know Harold's dying to get his car back. I feel so bad. I've been having to get him rides to work, and I know he's been having to get a lot of rides to get anywhere in general ever since the accident, so it really sucks. But me and Harold, especially me, are going to be rising past this, and now that our buddy Omar is back in town, he will be able to help us establish our brand Risen and, you know, really create something meaningful for you guys. Like I keep telling you guys, Risen is a lot more than YouTubers merchandise to me. It's a whole brand. It has a whole deep meaning. It's connected to everybody, especially those who have gone through something in their life and have risen through it, because everybody has to do that at some point. Mine happened last year, and I know it happens a lot in one lifetime, but that is just something that glues me closer and closer to the brand and pushes me to keep working harder. So I'm glad the car is coming together nicely. It's always so awkward when like I can see neighbors in the background of the video like staring at me, and I look like an idiot because I'm just like walking around talking to myself. But you know, something I gotta get used to. But thank you guys for watching today's video. If you guys aren't already, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and never stop dreaming.